Hello and welcome to Mist of Time Emporium. I'm Ashley, and today we're going to be doing a reading for the collective for the month of February. I'll be pulling a few cards for each week just to kind of see what the energy is for that particular week of the month, and then I'll be doing a card for the sum up, general guidance overall, what can we expect for the month, and any advice that Spirit might have for us. So I'll go ahead and switch the camera, and we can go ahead and dive in.
All right, so just setting our intention here, connecting with my spirit guides, asking them to please help the collective bring us the guidance and knowledge we most need to hear right now for our highest selves to help us navigate the month of February. Okay, we have the healer, the companion, the muse, and the seven of spirals. Okay, let's dive in here, and don't look at that little spot. I tend to drop matches on this cloth. I don't know why. Okay, we start out the month with the healer energy. So this is calling on your sensibility, your inner calm, your inner groundedness. It's asking you to tap into the part of yourself that knows what you are capable of handling and what are the resources in your own life. And this is not referring to financial resources, but rather friendships, talents, skills you may have, things like that. What resources can you use to bring healing into your day-to-day living? And then we move on to the companion, and this is King of Wands energy. And it's about turning positive intentions into reality. So you can dream big, do all this planning, live out the life in your head. But if you aren't taking any practical steps in the 3D world, not much is going to come from it, right? So, where can you apply these ideas and goals in real life? What steps, regardless of how big or small, are you willing to make in order to bring about what you're trying to achieve? So, playing off this healer energy, right? At this point, you've tapped into that healing part of yourself. You've got a plan, now put it into action. The Muse is actually the Queen of Wands, and she's here to provide some courage on this journey because it's going to take strength, it's going to take courage, it's going to take your determination. And you're going to need that healing you've been working on to plan with a level head. So, this card is here so that you know you're not walking this path alone. Not only are there people out there waiting to join you in the 3D, but also that you have spirit guides, your guardians, your ancestors that are there to provide you with some backup. And as you've been working on your healing, as you've been working on your bravery, these guardians and guides have been there with you every step of the way, providing some comfort and nurturing to you as you've been moving through these stages. So helping you to feel less alone, less like you're the only person going through these changes. And this is showing up as some self-soothing as well, a little bit more confidence in your ability to push through hard times. And really kind of driving this message home here, we round out the first week with the Seven of Spirals, which is really about tapping into your inner courage. So again, the Muse is your backup support here. You really need to finally step out of the shadows, out of your hiding place, and take your place out in the world. Take your stand out in front where you are seen and heard by those that need your presence. Not only will this inspire others and motivate them to find their courage, but taking these steps will further inspire you and help you to find even more courage, even more motivation to keep going. Once you prove to yourself that you are capable of getting outside of your comfort zone, you start to do things you never thought you'd be brave enough to do. And this lights a spark for the people around you as well. So we're starting out with some strong energy here in February. Okay, checking out the energy for week 2, we have the Acrobat, the Four of Spirals, the Mime, which is the Page of Spirals, and Bella Rosa, which is the Devil. Okay, heading into week 2, we're starting out with the Acrobat, encouraging you to rise above your trouble and see it from a higher perspective. Don't get bogged down in that woe is me energy. I know that sounds a little insensitive. I am just the messenger. That is what they said. They said woe is me energy. And this card is asking for flexibility and for you to look at things in a different way. And it indicates an expected development in a positive way, so a shakeup that brings some needed hope into a situation. And then the Four of Spirals suggests it's a good time to take a breather, take some alone time. So while the first week of the month was calling for a fair amount of action, don't forget that rest and recuperation are also vital parts of the process. And this is also suggesting a fresh start, so kind of a sweeping away of mental cobwebs after this period of go, 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 and then pausing for reflection on what's just taken place. And with the mime, this makes sense coming out with the Four of Spirals because it looks as if some past memories, past experiences may have gotten knocked loose with the internal work you've been doing. And during that pause of the Four of Spirals, some things may have come to the surface, and this is a real opportunity to reframe some of those experiences in your mind. So, for example, switching it from seeing yourself as a victim in this situation to seeing yourself as a survivor of that situation. If someone has betrayed you, the trash took itself out, okay? Again, the kind of underscoring this idea of the mime, Bella Rosa is highlighting the power of detachment and not in an apathetic, dissociative sort of way. Those of us with PTSD are very familiar with that kind of detachment. That is not what we're talking about here. It's removing the emotional charge from things where being emotionally invested to this degree is actually a burden, an anchor, instead of allowing your growth or movement. So it's about stepping away from these reliving these emotions over and over like a deja vu experience because it indicates you aren't learning something new from ruminating in this way. You're keeping yourself stuck. So if you can step back and view this from a more neutral, as a more neutral observer, there's something to be gained here, something to be learned that will be helpful moving forward. So week 2, wrapping up with this energy of, okay, I'm not in that place anymore. What can I gain from reflecting back on that time that I can bring into the future with me to make a stronger foundation for what I am trying to build? Now we have the Two of Mirrors, the King of Mirrors, the Psyche, which is the world, and the Five of Mirrors. Wow, okay, so we have the Two of Mirrors, the King of Mirrors, and the Five of Mirrors. We are in week 3, and we start out with the Two of Mirrors. This is union, partnership. So this is lovely. You've set a plan in motion in week 1, you've rested and taken stock in week 2, and now in week 3, we see some movement here. Finding solidarity, finding community, starting to really feel like there is a genuine connection you are making with others, and a helpful reminder that you're not alone, and that it's not as dark as you originally felt like it was. And this is about emotional balance. And this is an individual with wisdom and empathy. So you may be engaging with a person who is in something of a leadership role. This is mentor energy. So maybe someone with a little more experience in the areas you're looking for guidance in. This feels like a person who is steady and confident and knowledgeable and a really good ally to have in what you are trying to achieve right now. And this is great because the way you've gone about things in the past is coming to an end. This is the world. And I feel this strange combination of rose colored glasses and doom and gloom. So, kind of expecting the best and worst case scenario. And this is a bit of a jostle into a new, more mature, more grown up, more grounded way of approaching the world. A bit more realistic, not so much in one extreme or the other, but a clearer vision. And this is the beginning of a new cycle in your life, a level up in a sense of, again, stepping into your power. You might not like this, but in order to do that, we are requiring a certain amount of forgiveness in order to heal and move on. So, in order for this level up to occur, this forgiveness needs to happen. So, you're stuck somewhere, and they're showing me clothing caught on the edge of a porch, like caught on the wood of the porch as you walk by. So what that means to me is you might be a little bit careless around this issue, kind of like, I'll forgive him when I'm dead. Very dismissive of this need to acknowledge forgiveness in this situation. But the truth is that you're hung up on this issue, whether you admit it to yourself or not. And the anger is keeping you from opening space for something more expansive. So, does that mean let this person off the hook? Absolutely not. It just means stop allowing them to live rent free in your head and in your emotional body because you're carrying around a lot of anger that is holding you back. So, adopting an attitude of not being angry at this person anymore, but kind of just swatting this energy away because we got bigger and better things to do. Heading into week 4, we have the Storyteller and the Eight of Scrolls. Wrong order, they let me know. Storyteller comes first, and then the Eight of Scrolls. They gave me this kind of petting a cat backward sensation, so that lets me know Storyteller first, and then Eight of Scrolls energy next. followed by the Nine of Scrolls. That's interesting. We have an 8 and then a 9. So we'll see how these two energies play together in just a minute. And lastly, the Two of Stones. It's interesting. I swear I'm shuffling these cards. We've had a theme of suits for each week. So one week it's been mirrors, one week it's been spirals, this week it's scrolls. So it's an interesting story we're seeing here. So let's get into it. We have the storyteller, and this is the hermit. So some more introspection here, which makes sense coming on the heels of week 3, ending with the Five of Mirrors and this need to forgive. This is quiet contemplation, and it feels not quite like a clean slate, but like you've cleared some stuff out from the last week, and now there's more space to see clearly, think clearly, and find some calm reflection in the month so far, because there's been a lot going on, right? Kind of a lot of ups and downs. We've had some action, some reflection. It's been a lot. So this is taking a little bit of a pause. And the Eight of Scrolls continues our theme here. We have the 8 and the 9 of Scrolls. That's interesting. So this is a heads up to not fall into your own delusions. So take care to not head from one extreme to the other, where you tell yourself to forgive to the point of rewriting history. So this is asking you to clear yourself of self-serving illusions, but it's indicative of a positive outcome. It may just not be the way you had written it in your mind. So don't be attached to things to the point where you block your own possibilities coming through. The outcome could be better than the one you had hoped and planned on, so just be open to that. Interesting. At the same time, this is a bit of a reality check here, telling you that you need to take responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, your words. Nobody is coming to save you. And if you pin all of your hopes on that happening, you set yourself up for a kind of short lived but devastating crash. And the good news is, it's avoidable if you keep your thoughts in check and in balance. So instead of making heroes and villains, see people as they are, listening to their words, observing their actions, and going from there. Don't make assumptions that could lead you to crash and take a turn back into despair. And then, yes, with the Two of Stones, this is about staying balanced, staying grounded. If you give others too much power, either for your happiness or your suffering, you're giving your power away in either scenario. So, this is a reminder to keep your feet on the ground and your head on your shoulders, even if something comes to rock your footing. Watch your step, and you'll be less likely to fall, right? If you're grounded ahead of time, if something comes to shake things up, you'll be able to ride it out, and you'll trust yourself that you will, in fact, ride it out. So February energy is not taking it easy on us, but we're being told that we can make it through the bumps if we trust ourselves and we don't give our power away. And you have to maintain hope, right? Stay grounded. All right, before we get wrapping up energy here, I'll pull one more card for the overarching energy. But before I do that, please go ahead and give us a like and subscribe to our channel if this has resonated with you. It helps us out, and then you never miss an upload. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with myself or Joni, you can find that information in our description box below. We really appreciate you being here. We love doing this work, and we wouldn't be able to do it without your support. So thanks, guys, for being along with us. Okay, I'm just going to do a little shuffling here, and we will get the final card for the reading, the overarching energy for February, any final advice or guidance Spirit might have for us. All right, we have a jumper, and it is the Nine of Spirals. And the overall guidance for this month is, say it with me, kids, perseverance. That's right. The energies of change are blowing, but the Nine of Spirals lets us know that we are holding fast to the course and we are finding creative solutions. So hang in there, everybody. We got this, and we are not alone. We are a much bigger community than we realize, than some people want us to know. And we have our ancestors, our guardians, our spirit guides. We are not alone in this, and we will make it through this. So hang tight, everybody. I'm proud of you all. You're doing a great job, and we will see you again next time.